Hello everyone, I've got the July Your Creative Studio Vintage Ephemera box to share with you today. I'm going to start off by doing the opening, which I'm going to set to music and put on very slight speed, and then I'll be back to give you some ideas as to how you can use the contents. So here are the contents of this month's kit, a beautiful kit again this month. So let me put my thinking cap on and let's see what we can create. Now, as usual, I'm going to be working in my Your Creative Studio journal. For anybody who wants to know how I made this journal, I'll leave the link to the video in the description box below, together with the playlist showing you how I've made all of these pages to date. I'm going to start off though by using this sticky note, not sticky note, It's from the vintage notepad. I really like this design. I'm going to back it to a piece of thin cardstock. This is just some horrible apricot coloured cardstock that I don't really like, but you won't see much of the back of it. So I'm just going to glue this down just using a glue stick. So there we go. I've just used my scotch to glue that down, and I'm just using a bone folder, there we go, just to smooth that out. So I'm just going to cut around the edges, and the only reason I've done that is just because this paper is very, very flimsy, and I just wanted to give it a little bit of weight. That's much sturdier, much better. So I just want to turn this into a tag shape, so I'm just going to cut one of the corners, move that over to the other side as I always do, and just cut the other side. I just can't bear it when they're not symmetrical, but that's just me. Do it in any way you like. So there we go. I can pop those bits in the bin. Then I'm just going to use some Distress ink. That's oxide, isn't it? Is it? Oh no, it isn't. I think I've probably contaminated it using one of my Distress Oxide ink pads, ink sponges, but you know, that's okay. So I'm just going to ink around the edges just to get rid of that that whiteness. So there we go. We have a tag. So what are we going to add to it? Now I've been rummaging through all of these gorgeous stickers, and these two here are the ones that I've pulled out. I love that one there, but I'm not so sure about the orientation that it's going in. Or do I? Oh my goodness me. Now I'm not so sure. I like that one there as well. Now that I'm seeing it like this, I think I prefer that one. Isn't it funny how you change your mind? So I think I'm going to glue this down. Now we all know that these are an absolute nightmare to get off. The easiest way to do it is definitely using a pokey tool. So I'm just going to try my hardest here. Here it comes. So we'll just peel this off just like that. And then I can stand up just to make sure I get it exactly where I want it to go. And I'm just going to pop that down there like that. And again, just use my bone folder just to smooth that down. There we are, just like that. Now I do want some detail up at the top here. I've pulled out a vintage postage stamp. This is a Belgian one, but colour-wise it's just absolutely perfect. I don't want to cover up the whole of this by airmail par avion, so I think I'm going to have it slightly off to the right like this, and I'm just going to glue this down with a glue stick. That's the difference just adding a couple of embellishments has made, just so much more interesting. Now I do want to add a paperclip embellishment to the top. I've just been playing around with this. They just look absolutely gorgeous. I've been looking at the stamps that I've got. That one there is just a bit too big. This one here I feel is just a bit too ornate. I like this one here, so I think I'm going to stamp with this one. I've just got to decide how I want to do it. Okay, decision made. I'm going to use some Memento ink and espresso truffle, and I'm just going to stamp it onto this craft cardstock. Really doesn't matter which side. I'm going to stamp it twice, holding that down for a second or two just for the ink to grab. There we go. Doesn't matter whether we've got it straight or not, because I'm going to fussy cut around this. There we go. That's a really nice stamp. Look at that. So let's just cut this into a more manageable size. There we go. And I think I'll use my nail scissors just to fussy cut just around the edges, not being too precise because I can ink around this just to hide any discrepancies, but I'm just going to fussy cut around both of these images just like this. Don't these look cool? So I'm just going to ink around the edge of both of these using some vintage photo, and then I want to glue them together, but not just yet. So we'll just ink around the edges just to hide any of my nasty fussy cutting, just like this. I'll do the same with the other one as well. So that just hides any imperfections and of course frames it, as we all know as well. So there we go, we've done that. And then bring in a piece of deli paper, and I'm just going to apply some glue here just to the bottom of that one there, and just attach it to the bottom of my tag. So let's have a look. Where do we want this to be? About there, I think. And then I'm going to turn it over, and we'll just apply some glue to the whole of this one here. In fact, actually, we might as well apply glue to the other side of that one there as well. Oops, we're getting in a gluey mess. And then I can stick these together if I can unpeel it. So I'm going to have to marry that up with the top there, like that. How cool. That's awesome. There we go. I'm really happy with that tag, and let me just show you the other designs that are in the pad. So that's the one that I used for this tag here. We've also got this design and this one here, so you could also make a set. I think those are fabulous. Now I want to do something with this page here, so I'm just going to carefully take this out of my journal. I think I've got something on the other side, so I'm going to pull it from this direction here, keep my page open so that I can remember where to put it back. And I want to do something with some of these beautiful pieces of ephemera, so I'm going to try and create myself some kind of a background. So let's have a play around with these and see what we can come up with. I'm just going to layer these. I think these are gorgeous. Which way round? And I'm not bothered whether some of these are upside down. In fact, if I pop that one further over, then I'll be able to see more of that piece here. And I want them pointing in different orientations. So this one here can go upside down like this. I have had a play around with this already. The hardest thing is choosing your layout. And once you're happy with something, take a screenshot of it, because otherwise you'll just never remember where things went. So I want that. In fact, let's cover up some of that white space down here like this. We want as much detail in there as we can get. And then perhaps something over the top. There like that. I think that's plenty. So I'm going to take a screenshot of that again, because that's different to the one that I did before. And I'm just going to glue it down with a glue stick. Now, let me just talk you through the process, because I know this is where some people sort of get muddled up and end up with something they're not happy with. I've glued my first two pieces down. I'm now lining this up with the C here, because I want as much of that detail from that piece there as I can get. So next I'll glue that one down. And then where was the piece I had on the bottom? What have I done with it? Oh, here we go. Here it is. So next it was this one here. So I'm going to glue those two pieces down next. So the last two pieces, I want this one here. Here we go. Just like that. And then the final piece can be glued onto the top. About there, I think. Now I'm happy with how that looks, but of course I've got a couple of pieces of white space to fill up. I couldn't really find a space for that, so we'll save that for another time. I've been playing around with lots of these gorgeous images again, and the two that I've decided to use are that other carriage that I couldn't decide between on the original tag, so that's going to go there, and also this girl, which colour-wise I think looks really good. So she's just stepped out of the carriage. So again, bring in the pokey tool and let's try and prise this washi sticker apart. Let me just move that out of the way, and we'll have that here like this, a bit further down I think. There we go. And where's my bone folder? So use the bone folder just to make sure that that's firmly attached. Sometimes it's a good idea to use a little bit of added glue as well, just so that these don't come unstuck. And I'll do exactly the same thing with my girl now. So let's get her stuck down as well. Here she comes, much easier with a pokey tool, I have to say. So where's she going to go? So I want her standing on there. We don't want her floating in thin air, so let's have her there like that. Don't overthink it too much. And I just love with these washi stickers that the excess around the background just disappears and melts into the background. Isn't that just gorgeous? I love that. The colours are just absolutely beautiful. I just want to add one more piece of ephemera. I found another postage stamp in keeping with the colour scheme here. I am just going to add that there like that. I just felt as if it was a bit bottom heavy, and that I think was all it needed. I just love that. So how do I want to add my tag to my focal page? I don't want to cover up all of that gorgeousness that we've got going on in the background. So I think I'm going to add it as kind of like a side tuck like this, but I do want to cover up the back. I'm not a writing journaler. Anybody who's followed me for a long time knows that. So what I've decided to do, I'm more visual. I just like looking at nice and cohesive things. So I've decided I'm going to use a piece of the vellum paper that came in the kit and add that to the back like that. I think that piece there will look nice. Now I'm wishing that I'd added that first and then added this little clip afterwards, but it doesn't matter because I can stamp another one and add it over the top if it doesn't look right. So I'm just going to add some glue just to my background like this. Again, I'm just going to use glue stick. Glue stick is fine for using with vellum. I've added my glue. Just make sure when you're using vellum that you apply plenty of glue stick around the edges of your paper because it will curl and come off otherwise. So there we go, that's a perfect fit actually. So again, I'm just going to burnish this down with my bone folder. Now I don't know whether you can tell, it's a tad shy, but that doesn't matter because we can just ink around the edges and then you'd never know. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got that burnished down really well at the edges, just like this, and trim the excess away. Now that looks fine to me. You can't tell that I've gone over the top of that, but what I will do, as I said before, is just go over the edges where it's just a little bit shy with some distress ink, and then we'd never know that we'd got a slight shortfall on the sides. There we go. Isn't that lovely? So that's the front and that's the back. I just want to add a couple more things. I found this postage stamp because I don't know whether you can see, it says place a postage stamp here, and that's bothering me. So I found one. Now it won't fit that way round without me chopping his head off. So I'm going to have it there. I am going to ink around the edges though, because I don't know whether you can see, it's just a little bit white. It's a new vintage stamp. It hasn't quite aged as much as I would like, so that will do fine. Let's just glue that down. And then I've got one more thing I want to add, and then I need to attach my tag, and I've got an idea for that as well. So here we go, we'll have this. It's going to hang slightly off the edge of the page just because I don't want to cover her feet or anything like that. So where have we gone? Let's just trim off the excess. That's fine. I like that. And then I want to add one of these stickers here, these clip stickers, and I'm going to pop that there. Do I want it in the center? I think I do, because otherwise it's going to look a little bit odd. So there we go. That just looks so cool. So bring back my tag, and I want to have that as sort of a side flap like this. So I'm just going to glue it to the background. What have I got on the other side? Nothing. You see, that's perfect. Let me just trim that away. There we go, neaten everything up a bit. Do I want to ink the edges? I think I probably do, just before I start gluing anything down. And before I attach my tag, I'm going to take a photocopy of this, just because I think it will make the most fabulous masterboard. And so I can use that for future tags if I take a photocopy of it now. I've got a scanner app on my phone, so I've just taken a scanned image of that, and now that's there for me to use at a later date. So to attach my tag, I'm going to use some of the washi tape. Let's just line this up. Let me just see how much I'm going to need. In fact, what I'll do is, if I just straighten this off at the top, like that, just so that we've got a nice straight edge, tear off more than I need. And I am going to add some glue to this, because this washi tape is not very sticky. Somebody else was saying that we should moan about the lack of stickiness from washi tapes, but you know, having said that, although they're not very sticky, they're easy to use because they're not too sticky. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? So which way round does this go? Does it even really matter? I think I want it that way up. Oh, for goodness sakes, Nina, just stick it down. Here I am telling myself off again. So let's get that straight, and I'm going to line that up. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong way round, isn't it? God, good grief, I nearly, is that right? Yep, because that will flap over like that. I nearly stuck that down upside the wrong way round. There we go. So I'm just going to apply my washi tape there like that, trying to get it as straight as I can. There we go. I think that's about right. Let's just pop that down with the bone folder, and of course that then will just flip over like that. Let's just burnish that into the crease. There we go. And then I'm going to pop some tape on this side here as well. So I need another piece. I'm just going to, again, get myself a flat edge, tear off slightly more than I need. And again, I'm just going to apply glue to this as well, because of course I don't want things falling apart, do I? There we are, plenty of glue there. And then my straight edge, let me just work on a piece of deli paper just to save this piece of mixed media paper that I'm working on. That's just for brightness, the white paper I'm using underneath, just to make it more pleasing to your eye. Let's make sure I've got that straight, and we can fold that over there like that. Burnish that down with the bone folder. Do the same on this side, and then I can just trim the excess away. Whoops, got some stuck to my scissors. Trim the excess away like that, and that's it. How cool is that? So let's pop this back into the journal and see how it looks. If I can get it back in. Oh, hang on. Don't want to ruin that page there. Let's see if I can do this. Come on, here we go. There we are. And as I've said, if anybody wants to know how I made this journal and how I've done the signatures, I'll leave the link to the video in the description box below. It's just really easy using the binding method to slide pages in and out. You can just see it's just done with twine. So you'll find the link to that in the description box below. So I think I just want to do something to this side of the page here, but I just love that. That's cool. Next up, I want to work on this page here. I'm just going to take it out from this side. And I don't know whether anybody saw these beautiful tags I made last week. I'll leave the link to this video here showing how I made this in the description box below. But the tag in the background was made using one of the Your Creative Studio pieces of ephemera from a previous box. I've pulled out one of these pieces of paper here. This is from a previous Your Creative Studio box. And what I'm thinking is that I can add a piece of this just to the side here, like this. I'm just going to make some marks just so that I can trim it down slightly and make it a more manageable size. So they're like that. Let's move this down so that that I can see about there. So I'm just going to trim this down. So there we go. And of course I'll keep these because those are perfect for smaller pieces of collage. Now what I'm going to do, let's grab a piece of deli paper, is just add the glue directly to this piece of paper here. In fact, actually, if I fold it over like this, then I can get the glue straight to the very edge where I need it, like this. Then open it out. Now I'm just applying glue now to the top here like this. It's just easier to work on the page rather than the piece of ephemera in this case, I think, just to make sure I get the glue only where I want it. So there we go, that's that. And then fold this over again, and then make sure I get this the right way up so that the paper isn't upside down. And I'm just going to line it up with that piece of washi tape. In fact, I don't want this dark line at the top, so I'm going to line it up with the bottom instead. There we go, just like that. And I can press that down with my bone folder and just trim the excess away. So that's my background done. And then I can just trim off this excess here that I don't need. And so that is my background. Now I am thinking one of these sticky notes is going to work absolutely beautifully. The colours are perfect. And of course, now that I've got that background on, that's filling out that white space. I do want to glue that down with a glue stick. So let's just glue this down. Now, do I want it central or perhaps off to the right? Let's do it off to the right so that it's not bang on in the centre. Off centre is good. There we go. I like how that looks. Burnish that down as well. Now, before I start decorating this, I do want to punch a hole in the top here like this. So where's the small end of my crocodile? I'm going to do that there. There we go. Oh, have I screwed that up? No, that's fine. I should have probably waited until the glue had dried a bit, but that's okay. I'm also going to do the top of this tag here because that looks a bit strange. Now I'm not going to use my crocodile for that. I'm going to use this Rapesco, is it? Punch, just because the hole in this one here is bigger. So open it out so that I can see where I'm punching. And whilst we're doing that, let's punch a hole there like that. You see, that looks better. I could even add an eyelet, but I don't think I'm going to bother. So that's that. Bring back this tag here. And let's decorate this one as well. Now again, I've been playing around with some of these stickers. I've got this tricycle here, but I think I'm going to use this sticker here. Keepdesigning.com 5 antique bicycles. I like that, and I'm going to have that so that it's hanging off the edge of these papers here, just so that it you know, pulls the page together. So where's the pokey tool gone? Let's stick this down. So here we are. We can have this. Where did I want it to go? We'll just have it in the centre, like that. Maybe a bit further over, in between the two. There we go. I think that's fine. Let's just burnish that down. And then I was thinking that we could perhaps use some of these flowers. So how do I want to do this? Just to introduce a bit of colour to this one here, perhaps. You see, I think that that tall one. Let's just go for it. So let's add this. So let's line that up there, a bit further over, I think. There we go. And we can just burnish that down really carefully. And then do I want some of these smaller, more delicate ones as well? I think I do, because otherwise it just looks as if it's misplaced. Can I have that one there, and maybe that one there as well? Let's try this one first. I love these stickers, they're gorgeous. And we have got a hint of purple on the opposite page as well, and perhaps we can add one of these on the opposite side as well to pull it all together even more. Oh, is that's all one piece, right? I see where I'm going wrong. Now I'm also toying with the idea of putting this one here. Hang on, let's see if I can peel this off. Here we go. This one is going to go down in the bottom right, just to tie all of this together. I think that will look nice. There we go. I like how that looks. There we are, and we can just cut that excess away. Isn't that pretty? That's just added a really nice touch of colour. I like that. So let's pop this back in the journal and see if we can add something on the other side to pull the two together even more. Can you come through? There we go. I like that. Isn't that pretty? And of course we've got the purple here, so you know that works really well. But perhaps we could add another sticker. What have we got that would work? We've got that one there. I think it's going to have to be that one. Let's go for it. Let's do that. Just a touch of detail. I think I've folded that over. I'm just going to add a little touch of glue, just because I've folded that over by mistake. So it might not stick very well. Here we are, and let's just pop that one on top of the postage stamp. Just like that. And again, just use the bone folder just to make sure that that's pressed firmly down. Now I do feel as if I want something else on this left-hand corner here. Let me see what I can find. I think I've found the two perfect pieces of additional ephemera. I'm going to have the bicycle here because that could be the young girl's bicycle. And I've also found another green postage stamp as well. So I'm going to have that up there like that. And so I'm just going to stick these down as well. And that just makes everything just look so much more cohesive. That looks really cool, doesn't it? Much better. That's filled that space. And then one last thing I'm going to do, I've got Amanda's business card here. Colour-wise, it just goes perfectly. It works beautifully with the theme. So what I am going to do is just add some washi tape here to the left-hand side. What I'll do is stick a piece of deli paper. Let me just get a clean sheet because I've got glue over all the other ones. So let's put a piece of deli paper there. I am going to stick some glue down to this again. What have I just done with my glue stick? Here it is. I'd started to put things away and then found the business card and thought, no, that's got to go on there as well. So we'll apply some glue. I don't know whether you can actually see what I'm doing there. That way up. Let's do that. Make sure I've got it even top and bottom. I'll trim that off in a second, and then I'm just going to glue the business card down there, just like that. Again, I'll just use glue stick. And here we are. Let's pop that down there, just like that. And we've got that quote there saying, don't worry, I will be here holding you tight. I really like that. And we can just trim off these excess bits of washi. And that's it. I'm calling that done. So let me show you today's pages. I am thrilled to bits with these. This was another brilliant box to play with. Everything just so wonderfully cohesive, you know, and you could make a much larger masterboard using these particular pieces here that I used in the background if you wanted to. So this is it. These are my efforts from today's beautiful box. So that's the July 2021 box. Now, one question that I get asked more than anything else whilst I'm doing these Your Creative Studio pages is, how do I store my Your Creative Studio ephemera? And yep, I agree, it is a challenge because, you know, this is the size of the boxes that they come in. They're quite chunky. I've been receiving these now for, I don't know, about 18 months. And so, you know, the piles just get higher and higher and higher. I will be sharing a video next week, either Wednesday or Thursday probably. I'm going to be recording it in the next couple of days. So if that is something that that you will find interesting, then you know, just keep your ears peeled, eyes open for that, because as I've said, I'll be publishing that video sometime next week. But I just hope that you've enjoyed how I've used the July contents, and that it's given you some ideas as to how to use these boxes. Again, just love the way that this journal is coming together now, really starting to take shape. So I will leave the link to the Your Creative Studio ephemera boxes in the description box below. It is for those of you that are watching this video for the first time. It's a monthly subscription box. You can buy a one-off box or subscribe for 2-3 months, I think even longer as well. So I'll leave all the details in the description box below. But if you've enjoyed my video today, as always, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. But most importantly, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. And for anybody that's interested in seeing how the rest of these pages were made, I'll leave the link to the playlist in the description box below for you as well.